for hi everybody. I'm getting on a live. I'm already on a live with Instagram. So as long as I have my Instagram here and my Facebook and my YouTube here, I can give y'all both the live. So it's more efficient for sure. Okay. So what am I going to talk about today? I have some exciting experience to share because, as you all know, by the way, I slept late today because I stayed up last night and I worked on my podcast late into the night, into midnight, into the morning, and I uploaded a bunch of episodes on my Apple podcast platform because tomorrow it turns over a new monthly charge and I had not uploaded the minimum or maximum amount yet. So I was like, I'm paying for nothing. So I'm going to go ahead and use it and pay for something. Okay. So I was up late last night. So I slept late, but also I believe like when you sleep late, your body needs the sleep, when you're able to sleep late like that. So I did wake up at like 6 and I took my morning reading. And for any of you who do not know what this is, I've been talking about it for almost 3 weeks on live streams. So basically, let me just share. I went walking with my dog and I didn't do a reading. So I'm going to do a reading for anyone live because what I'm going to tell you is pretty exciting about my experience. So let me go ahead and do a reading. Let's see. This is, before eating. Okay. I'm picking the reading time. Got to turn on my Bluetooth. Got to turn on the device. Has a little Bluetooth in there. There it is. I don't have my glasses on because when I wear my glasses, it reflects the lighting. So I'm going to squint. So, okay, here we go. There it goes. It's getting ready for those of you who want to see it. Let me pick this again. Okay, before breakfast. I did this right before I ate my lunch at a restaurant, and I was scared the waiters were going to come over and say, "Ma'am, no vaping in the restaurant." It's not vaping, but it kind of looks like it. Okay. It says inhale deeply through your lumen. Oh, I went over. I wasn't watching. So it says your breath was too long. So here we go again. It has to reset. Okay. So I got to watch it. I can't show y'all what it does, but it's like an incentive spirometer. And it goes into a little hole. Let me see if I can go this way and still look. Can y'all see that?
Inhale deeply through your lumen. Hold your breath. Exhale in 3, 2, 1.
Dietary fiber slows sugar spikes and it feeds the good bacteria in the gut. I need to eat more dietary fiber. Thank you for reminding me, Lumen. Okay. So this morning when I got up around an hour and a half ago, I was a 2 still, which is fat burning mode. And then I started drinking my morning coffee, and it has a little oat milk in it, which I don't think is all that good for you based on what Dr. Gundry says. But right now I can't give up everything. And so I'm still enjoying my coffee. My vision is maybe one day not even drinking coffee. I actually did that in like early 2000. And when I lost that 90 pounds before, he didn't want us to drink coffee in the day because it was a stimulant and it like activated my cortisol. So I'm going to see if I can lose weight while I'm having coffee everybody's body's different, which is what I want to talk about today. Okay. So this is primarily a Lumen conversation today. I may throw in one little added bonus about what I'm learning. So what I want to say is I'm part of the Lumen community. I think when you buy one, you actually get to be part of the community. And so I'm learning what other people are saying about their experiences with the Lumen. I am having my own human experiment on myself. So really what I want to recommend for anyone who is doing this, throw out everything you thought you knew about your body and your metabolism and act like you're learning it for the first time. Because if you try to apply old ways to a new body with a new set of circumstances, you're going to be surprised and you're going to be baffled at some of the results that you get. Okay. So, in my old ways of thinking from all the diets that I've ever had, I have this mentality like, oh, you can't eat any carbs hardly to lose weight. So, ironically, and again, this is my own personal metabolic experiment. I'm like acting like I'm a science rat and I'm also the scientist. So I happen to be the subject and I'm the scientist. So this little app, helps me identify the information that I need to know to understand like how my behavior the previous day affected the reading. So I'm going to tell you a kind of a weird scenario because I want people to be able to go back on these videos and recognize that things happen that you would just never expect. Okay. So yesterday, what Lumen provided me with my macros, and I'm going to see if I can see what those were. I know it was like 225 macros for I'm just going to see if I can actually see it. I don't think it's going to tell me what it was yesterday, your day. I don't know how to navigate that fast through here. I don't want to bore y'all. Okay, so it was a lot. Like today is a low carb day, and I can show you when it's a low carb day what they recommend. A low carb day for Lydia, because of my size and my weight and everything, is 105 grams. It's the yellow, 105 grams, okay? Where's the camera? It's the yellow one right here, 105 grams. That's today's low carb recommendation for my macros. If you're curious, I get 85 grams of fat and 153 grams of protein. Now, I will say that I have a hard time hitting all my macros, and I know that the science that they know is recommending it for a reason. It's just hard to get all that food in because it goes against your mindset of eating light. But a lot of times you have to get it, you want to get it in with healthy options, like I can eat, a cup of bone broth, for instance, and it gives me, 9 grams of protein instead of eating an actual, red meat or a bacon or something that, can cause a different kind of problem in the long run. So, so you have to have things ready and be prepared. So here's what happened yesterday. I knew I had a 225 gram day for carbs, and I have been like so good for 2 months. And my scale has been hovering between like these 2 pounds for like a week. It'll go down, and then I will exercise and have a big exercise day, and then it'll go up, and I'm just like, like your body's adjusting or maybe building muscle instead of storing fat, but still you just want to see the scale go down, right? So I've been just accepting the pace at which my body wants to drop the pounds, and just my key is to stay consistent with what Lumen is telling me. So it said, go have a boost day. Ideally, what they mean is like eat a lot more cucumbers and eat a lot more, you know, whatever, sweet potatoes or, high fiber carbs. But I have been so good for 2 months that I had been thinking, I had a reunion with my Italian friends on Sunday night. And so pasta has been like swirling around in my head as a thing I've been wanting to have. And so I went to my favorite place to have this dish called frutta di mare or pescatore. And it's basically like a pasta it has a marinara but it's really light. And I asked for it fra diavolo, which means, of the devil, but basically that just means spicy. And then they put like calamari, fish, 2 pieces of shrimp, clams, mussels, all this fruits of the sea, basically, is what frutta di mare means. And it was so good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every bite. I was not taking it for granted. I knew that it was going to be like probably all my 220 grams in one meal, because that's how I saved up for it. I didn't have any carbs for breakfast. I was like, okay, I'm piling it in this one meal. I will tell you that because I've been eating so good that it made me miserable afterwards. Like my body's not used to having that kind of carb load in the last 2 months or 3 months or whatever. And so I really, really, really needed a siesta, like the Italian steak in Italy. I felt like a real Italian. About 2:00, I needed a nap, basically. And I was like, this does not feel good. This is too many carbs. So even though I enjoyed eating it, the aftermath was not pleasant. And so I was taking note of that in my body. And I was just recognizing that this doesn't feel good, to eat this many carbs at once. So, it's a good thing to note, so like when you kind of fantasize about having a meal like that, I hope I remember that feeling that I had and then just take it easy. At halfway through the pasta dish, I was like, I could probably take this home. And I was like, it's not going to be as good. I'm not going to take it home. So I'll just finish it. And then I was kind of sorry that I did. So, of course, I was totally expecting that scale to kind of go back up to that. Remember those 2 pounds I told you I've been fluctuating through and not breaking that barrier? So super curious. So throughout the day, when I came home, I did a reading because I was expecting it to be a 5, like, oh, you're burning major carbs because I just ate major carbs. And I never got to a 5. I was only up to a 4, which it said you're burning mostly carbs, like I thought. Then when I was going to bed, when you go to bed, you're trying to get back down to the fat burning numbers, which is, it starts at 3, but it's just half and half. You're half burning carbs, you're half burning fat. And then you want to be like a 2, mostly burning fat. And then like a 1, when you wake up, it's like, yahoo, you're burning a lot of fat. I'm rarely a 1. I've still got to kind of experiment I've been a 1 like 2 or 3 times. So I'm really working on how to figure out how to get to the 1 level. I'm not there yet, but I'm happy with my 2s. Even some fit people, healthy people that are skinny are having hard time getting 2s. So I'm happy with my metabolic hacking and how my body's responding to the foods that I'm eating. So anyway, what I want to say is I was so happy this morning. I wasn't sure when I went to bed at a 3 if I was going to wake up a 2. And I was perfectly content knowing how many carbs I ate the day before that I could possibly have just been a 3 or a 4, like it could have gone up. I have no idea. Sometimes this thing surprises you. So basically I woke up at 6. I checked my Lumen. I was a 2 and I was like, yahoo, I'm a 2. That's awesome. That's like what I do when I don't eat the carbs. So I was so happy. Does that make me want to eat carbs today? No, I'm following the Lumen's recommendation because they're doing this metabolic switch up on purpose, because you're training your body when you have a birthday party or a special event and you go, hog wild on your carbs or have that piece of cake or whatever, go to a wedding. It's teaching you how your body can utilize those carbs. So you do have to train it back down to low carb, which is why it's a low carb day today. So I was at 2, and then it was 6. So I went back to sleep because I didn't feel like I was fully rested, having gone to bed at midnight. And so I allowed myself to go back to sleep, because that was only like 5.5 hours of sleep, which is not enough. So I went back to sleep, slept for a few hours, and I actually woke up again. This time it was later. It was like 9:30. So, really I got like my 8 hours worth of sleep. And I did this again, and I was still a 2 in fat burning mode. So I was so happy, because that's the goal. You want to be in fat burning mode when you are resting. That's what Lumen tells us. So basically, I got up, started my day, my morning, and then I did it again like before like 11:30 or 12. And I think I had already started taking my supplements and stuff, because I take a probiotic, and then I take an olive oil shot from Dr. Gundry's olive oil. And then I start drinking my coffee. And then, as y'all know, I drink my MCTs. Although this is just freshly made, I haven't started drinking it yet. I'll suck on that throughout the day. And then my body is now, I just did it and it was a 3. So I'm already into partial fat burning, partial carb burning, and I haven't really had that many carbs. So anyway, did I say the big surprise? No, I haven't said it yet. So then I get on the scale, and the scale drops a whole pound after a big pasta carb boost day. I was like, hallelujah. It was a number I hadn't seen yet. Because remember, I said I kept fluctuating between that number and this number, and then it would go that number, and then it would go this number, then go that number again. And I was like, God, when am I going to go to this number? And it went to this number after my boost day. I was so excited. It was just so exciting. And all I want to share is that this is your individual experiment. Get yourself a Lumen and experiment with what your new, however old you are now, body is trying to tell you. I've said this before in my videos. No doctor, no nutritionist, no coach, personal trainer that gives all this metabolic, advice based on what has worked for other patients, or maybe some science experiment they read about that works. Nobody's going to know your body and all the set of circumstances. Do you have a healthy gut? Do you exercise regularly? Is it low intensity? Is it high intensity? Is it do you have medication that you're taking? Like, nobody knows all those factors. You are your own experiment. Give yourself a chance to understand who and what your body's really doing. This is apparently the first handheld device ever first in the world to be accessible to anyone in a handheld situation. I know they had this type of testing and technology, but it was usually preserved for great athletes and, medical information that was very expensive. Now you can have your own little medical device to help you understand what your body's doing. And I'm just super excited to be, I don't know, one of the first thousands of people in the whole world to be talking about this. So I have a feeling that in the future, just like a smartphone, everybody is going to have one of these in their life to understand what their body's doing moment by moment. So it's so fascinating. If you're struggling with your ability to understand what your body needs, maybe you did something in the past and it's not working now, or maybe you did something in the past and you're not willing to do that again. You want to do it different. You want to do it healthier. This technology is so new and fascinating, and I'm here to share about it, be an evangelizer about it, because I'm having the best time experimenting and learning about my body, my metabolism, and I'm documenting it on these videos because I'm hoping that at some point these videos further down the road can be a place for people to find comfort, that they're not alone in their own process, and they can watch the videos and recognize, all the stuff that I had to go through to lose my weight. And I'm hoping to have them help me stay motivated in the future when I do lose the weight. And the weight is coming off slowly, but I'm also eating like pasta meals. I never did that before. I like sacrifice, and it wasn't realistic life. I have to sacrifice now, but I'm doing it within reason and, based on what my body wants and my body needs and how to live life. This helps me like live life better. So anyway, that's my conversation for today about the Lumen. If you want to get one, I always put my weight loss tool links in my description so people can find easily what I'm talking about. I actually have a code for the Lumen. If you type in Avanti, like Avanti Wellness, AVANTI, when you click on my link and you type in Avanti in your promo code, you can get $50 off your Lumen. So I'm so grateful. I purchased it, paid for it myself. I paid like $324 for it. I didn't care if it was going to help me. I was going to pay for it, and it would be a lifesaver. Medical bills cost a lot more than that. So I need to figure out how to handle my weight issue. So I was willing to pay. And then I reached out to them and said, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about my progress. And then they gave me a discount code to give to all of you. So that's how you get your code. Click on the link, use Avanti, and you get $50 off. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to hop off talking about the Lumen, but I'm about to do another video and another live with an unboxing. So, all right. If you want to join the support group, go to Avanti Wellness Motivation and Support Group on Facebook. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye.